What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. You already know what it is and what it do. We're back at it once again. You already know what it is, man. What it is. I hope that y'all had an amazing week. And yes, I am officially back. Yes, last week you got some of the content, but you know that the quality, everything is on point, right? It's on point. Nothing is stopping me. I'm doing what I need to get done, right? I'm doing what I need to get done. Nothing's gonna stop me, okay? Nothing's gonna stop me. So I'm here. We're going to get it done. Y'all already know what it is. Shoot, this is me. This is what I do, right? So nothing's gonna stop us. You already know that we gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving. And I hope that y'all are enjoying the content. If you have any advice, comment below. I don't mind advice at all. I promise you that. But yeah, so we're gonna pretty much start jumping into these. You already know how we are. We got to definitely get into the content. We got to see what's going on, what's kind of newsworthy, all of that craziness. You already know, bro. You already know, right? You already know. So, let's go ahead and get ready. Right? Let's get ready. You ready? Yeah.
And hundreds of thousands of New Mexicans are now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine as part of the current phase targeting the elderly and people with serious health issues. But getting everyone through that process is proving to be problematic. News 13's Gabrielle Burkhart joins us with more.
I spoke with a local woman who has health problems and doesn't have a computer, so her friend is trying to help her register for the vaccine. And like others, she's running into roadblocks. It's something the governor is addressing.
I'm 78. I live by myself. I'm handicapped. I use a walker, and I have nobody, except one friend, and she's getting tired of getting on that computer all the time.
Ramonda Zanotti says she was contacted by the Department of Health on January 4th, saying she can register online to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Her friend helped her register, and she was given an event code to get the vaccine. Then this message: the event has ended and no appointments are available. And not to worry, the department will notify you of additional opportunities in the future.
Just constantly calling, and nobody helping you.
New Mexico is in Phase 1B for the vaccine, which includes people over 75 and those with underlying health problems. Zanotti has cancer and an upcoming surgery.
I'm very worried. I know I'm not the only one that's got health problems.
We asked the governor about these issues yesterday.
And we can do better, straight up. We can just do better. So we really don't have a bottleneck. We did have some logistics problems.
She admits the call center was overwhelmed and says the state is working through the kinks. Plus,
Phase 1B is hard, right? Because it depends on how much vaccine we have access to.
the state has administered more than 100,000 doses over the past month. They need vaccine production to ramp up and more streamlined ways to administer it to get everyone through this next phase.
75-year-olds and people who have conditions that warrant them high risk. That's a huge group. That's 300,000 New Mexicans. Right after that is all caregivers and educators. And right after that, right, we start to go to other essential workers. 1B is a big group in New Mexico.
The state says it's starting up more drive-through COVID vaccine clinics, including one at NMSU today, which will help those with mobility issues. Back to you.
Thanks, Gabby. Now, there are still people in the 1A group who have not been sent an event code for an appointment. Officials say these people are still in line. They have not explained how they're determining who gets an event code when, only that it is based on supply.
Okay. So, some people are just not getting the rollout of the vaccine, and I feel like this is something that's happening throughout the country. Pretty much is like, you're saying that we need this vaccine, it's so important, all these different things, right? You're saying that, but yet you guys are not fully organized when it comes to any of this, right? You're not prepared for it. You're not prepared for it. You're just kind of just doing your thing. I just don't understand it, like, whatsoever. I just don't, right? So, like, so here I am. I'm trying to understand that, okay, how are people from 1A still not have their vaccine, but you're already in the 1B or whatever it is, right? And then some of them are getting an event code, some aren't, some need it more than others. Like, you're so very disorganized. So very disorganized. I just don't understand it, because you're saying that this should be, you're saying that this is very important. It should be, it's mandatory or whatever. It's top priority, right? But yet none of this is where it needs to be, right? You are not super organized. You're not any of this. You're not A, B, C. You're just kind of there, right? So, like, tell me a little bit more. Like, come on, like, what's going on? I need to know just a little bit. Like, come on, man. Like, everything, like, this is dire need for them, and yet you're it's not organized. It's kind of just like up in the air. No one really knows what's really going on with any of it, and it just ain't making no sense, like, at all. And I'm just like, come on. Like, this is the same thing with, you know, the COVID tests and everything like that. It was so very disorganized, right? And now we're kind of seeing the same exact thing, right? We're seeing the same exact thing, but now with the actual vaccine. Of course, we're seeing the same exact thing with the vaccine now. I understand. I just don't. It's just very clueless to me. Very, very clueless to me. Like, for real. But let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Smart mask and pandemic gear. I saw this when I was listening to someone else's video or watching another video on YouTube. So this is pretty interesting.
The annual Consumer Electronics Show offered a week-long showcase of the very latest in technology. Nancy Chen shows us some devices inspired by the pandemic.
CES was virtual this year because of the pandemic.
Welcome to CES 2021.
And many of the products revealed were designed to protect against COVID-19.
Introducing Project Hazel, the world's smartest mask.
Right now, Project Hazel is just a prototype. It's see-through with a voice amplifier, air ventilation, and even lighting.
In the new normal.
But another mask is on the market now.
Introducing Mask Phone with built-in earbuds and microphone.
The Mask Phone offers an N95 filter and sells for $50. Touchless products are also a trend, like this toilet from Kohler that flushes with the wave of a hand.
Touchless was a big theme, and I think it will continue to be one, not just as we cope with the pandemic, but into the future.
This touchless doorbell from Alarm.com activates when visitors step on the mat.
Thanks, you can leave them right there. I'll be out in a minute.
The pandemic hit the economy hard, and Samsung is now dropping the price of its latest smartphone $200 less than last year's version.
The Ultra version of the new Galaxy S21 comes with advanced cameras, delivering a better zoom on images far away and clearer close-ups.
Thanks for watching.
But the new phone trend could be rollable.
Take care.
LG gave consumers just a glimpse of a new device with a screen that can expand or retract.
It's not just science fiction, though. It's actually going to release this year. It's rollable screen technology. It's really amazing what companies are able to do with display technology.
TCL believes the technology could lead to devices that roll open. Right now, it's just an idea that could unfold in the future. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Okay. I saw the rollable phone too before on that same video on a different episode of his or what and stuff. But we ain't talking about the phone. We ain't talking about the rollable, cool-looking LG phone. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about the mask. And they didn't really. I mean, they explained a little bit, but when I was watching, I was like, man, it would be dope to have that mask, be able to not have any fog in there or whatever. Also, all the hot air goes out, cool air comes in. It has this like speaker type, like mic type thing where when you talk, it comes out very clear. To me, that's very dope. Seems so futuristic though, don't you think? It just seems so futuristic, and we're just like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like what's going on here, right? It's really, really dope. So with that being said, right, man, let's really get into this, right? like roll this out. Like, I don't know how long this mask thing is supposed to be, but I heard that there's rumors like it's gonna be a forever thing. Maybe it's just until like the vaccine stuff is like over. I really don't know, but like still, like, let's get rid of it. Like, we don't need these masks. Well, maybe we probably do actually, but nobody likes the mask, bro. Like, that's really dope. I like that. I like that. Yeah, so we could only see where everything's going from here, right? You know, this whole mask thing is just kind of, it's just it's just like crazy to me, like very, very crazy to me. And you know, that's the crazy part. It's just like, oh, okay, you know, all this craziness, all this stuff, right? It's just okay, you know. But I'm just hoping that everything is just better. I hope that, you know, we could just get through all this craziness. We could get kind of back to normal, right? That's what I'm hoping for, you know, to be honest, like I said, that's what I'm hoping for, you know, is for just for that. So we could just get back to a normal life. We don't have to worry about nothing, right? We're just getting by. We're just surviving, right? Like a lot of us are just trying to do, man. Just like a lot of us are trying to do. So let's jump into the next one. The act aimed at ending hair discrimination to be heard in legislative session.
The new act would ensure people will not be discriminated against due to their hair. The Krayonn Act was introduced in 2019 to ensure protection against discrimination based on race-based hairstyles by extending statutory protection to hair texture and protective styles such as braids, locks, twists, and knots in the workplace and public schools. Today, that act was signed to be heard at an upcoming legislative session.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So, you know what? Like I talked about it before, right? This whole hair discrimination type thing, I think is just bogus, right? I just think it's very bogus because think about it. Like, why are we discriminating anyone on their hairstyle, right? Natural, whatever it is, right? It should not be a topic. It should not be an issue at all, right? It should not be the topic of an issue. It should not be something that we should be talking about or having an uproar about or any of this craziness. It just don't make no sense to me, like, whatsoever, right? And like, here we are, we're having this conversation of, oh, you know, people getting suspended, expelled, all these different things because of their hair. Same thing was with tattoos and stuff like that. It's become more normal, but like hair, it just don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense whatsoever, right? Like, here I am, I'm just trying to like wrap my head around it, and I'm just like, it don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. Like, here we are, we're just trying to understand what's going on, and we're just over yeah. I hope that we could just end this whole hair discrimination. We don't have to talk about it again, man. Like, seriously. Like, why? Like, why are we even having this conversation about hair? Right? It's just, yeah, bro. It just don't make no sense to me. Like, whatsoever, bro. So, we got this new video. We got this latest one. It's about the Law Enforcement Academy decides fate of officers in high-profile misconduct cases, right? So some of y'all have probably kind of heard a little bit of all the other things, right? And everything kind of going on, you know, like we hear all the time, all these different things, right? You know, and we just kind of deal with it, right? We just kind of deal with it, you know. But yeah, it's crazy.
New Mexico's most high-profile cases of alleged misconduct learned today whether they would be allowed to continue working in the state as certified law enforcement officers. News 13's Stephanie Chavez has that story.
You may remember Ty Chan.
This is the longest-running murder case in New Mexico up until today.
The Santa Fe Sheriff's deputy was charged with murdering fellow deputy Jeremy Martin in a Las Cruces hotel back in 2014. But mistrial after mistrial, Chan was never convicted and the charges were dropped.
Time to put this all behind us and move on.
This morning, during a law enforcement academy meeting, the board voted to accept the relinquishment of Chan's certification, meaning he can no longer serve as an officer in any jurisdiction in the state. Another familiar case that came up, former BCSO Sergeant David Primazon. The board revoked his certification in the meeting. He was convicted of aggravated battery for kicking a suspected car thief in the head back in 2018. The county paid $300,000 to settle that lawsuit, and Primazon quit before being fired.
He's not a sergeant anymore. He's not a deputy anymore. A life's work essentially gone in an instant. That is significant and is life-altering. There is an aspect of punishment to that I don't think I can ignore.
The board also looked at the case of Stephanie Carbajal. They suspended her law enforcement certification for 3 years after the Las Cruces police officer was charged with a DWI.
Okay, so you know what? I think that's good, right? Suspend them, take away their license, don't allow them to be, police officers no more, like ever, or suspend whatever you gotta do. Like in that high-profile case, that's good. Don't allow him to be a police officer no more. Don't matter what the situation was. Don't matter what had happened. Whatever. Just, like they're proving that they don't deserve that type of responsibility, right? They show that they don't deserve to be able. That take away the license, don't allow them to do that no more, right? I think it's good, right? It's very good. Like if they ain't responsible to be up there in the high profile type case or anything like that, then they do not deserve to be doing their job correct, and like they don't deserve to be with that much responsibility like whatsoever, right? Like at all. It just makes sense. Like, you just don't deserve to be there, and we don't want you there. You're irresponsible, right? You're very irresponsible. So we don't need that, right? We don't need that. Like, if you ain't fit for it, if you ain't what we need in there, right? Like just don't even care no more. Like, just don't, like, at all. Just like, get up out of here. Don't even try. Don't even blah blah. Don't just get up out. Right? Just get up out. Like seriously. Okay, man. Okay. So yeah, definitely don't deserve to be in there. So here we are. We're gonna jump into the last one. Historical documents sent to Belen in anonymous package. An anonymous package. Okay. So we're going to jump into this one. We're going to see what's going on here. Whoops.
An anonymous package full of memories to City Hall. There was a return address from Canada, but no name. Here's News 13's Annalisa Pardo.
Well, in that unexpected package were nearly 100 photographs and documents dating back to the early 1900s in Belen.
I was amazed. I love Belen history. Absolutely love it.
The anonymous sender included a note saying all the items are now the city's. The mayor says most are photos and documents from the Gilbert family, one of the oldest families from the area. It has some of their receipts from the First National Bank of Belen and from the family grocery and meat store, which historians say would have likely sat here, which today is at the intersection of Gilbert and Main Street. Past UNM and Belen school documents were also included. One that stuck out to the mayor was a Belen school document from 1912 giving instructions to parents.
One of the things that was just so fascinating about it is, as I was reading through it, there was a page that describes for parents how to be good parents and how to make sure that their kids are doing their homework. Of course, here we are a century later, and people are still dealing with those same issues. You know, things haven't changed that much.
The city says it didn't expect to hear from relatives of the Gilbert family, but after posting the discovery on Facebook, it did. The mayor's office says a family member reached out and that she's beyond ecstatic that those photos are back in New Mexico. The city says the family member is looking over all of the items. Then the city plans to digitize all of it and then archive it at the Harvey House Museum. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Annalisa. Now, the mayor says people can expect to start seeing some of the material released online in the coming months.
Nice. Okay. You know, that, is really awesome. Very awesome, right? So, that being said, man, okay. Really, really cool. Mysterious photos, all these things, definitely something that the city needed or the town needed, right? It's their history. Now they could go put it in the museum. They can do what they got to do. It's dope. I like that they're doing that. That's really, really good. And know what? Congrats. And know what? That's going to be cool. Now the people in the town could go and see these old photos and all this stuff. That's really cool. History is really great. Sometimes we just don't see it for that. We're just like, it's whatever, right? But that's good. We see it. We see what they're doing. We see what's happening. Very, very nice. Man, that's really cool. Man, if I'm ever in Berlin, maybe I'll check it out. Nah, I don't know if I'll be out there, but you never know. History is always cool. But man, I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode, and know what? Things like this inspire me. They should inspire each and every single one of us. So with that being said, I hope that y'all had a good day, a good week. Hopefully the start of 2021 is good for you guys. And know what? I heard this in a talk from someone on Instagram. It was a Herbalife coach, and she was talking about it. If you're one of those ones that's hating on other people making New Year's resolution or these health goals or anything, shame on you, because know what? No one's perfect. You should be encouraging them and motivating them and just being like, no, I'm proud of you. Keep do that. Don't discourage people. We don't need that. We don't need discouragement. We need encouragement. Keep that in mind. And know what? Without further ado, I'm going to bid you adieu. And know what? I would appreciate it if you subscribe to it. And if you're listening to the audio version, definitely watch every week. I appreciate it. And until next time, salute.